Hey there, wisdom seekers and wisdom keepers. Welcome to your pick a card reading for the month of March 2020. Today I'm pulling from 5 or technically 6 different decks for you. Today's video is going to be infused with a little bit of astrology. So if you haven't already seen the Virgo full moon video that I just posted on the Wisdom Drops channel, be sure to check that out because it's going to affect the month of March as well. But today, since we are focusing on this pick a card reading, you can go ahead and zoom forward to the stone / crystal that you aligned with the most. Or you can stay tuned for this intro portion where I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the decks that I'm using today. So we have our Sacred Earth Oracle deck, which is really fantastic. We have our Earth Warriors Oracle deck, which is the artwork on that, y'all, is incredible. Wait till you see those cards if you're not already familiar. I'm also using the Hedge Witch Botanical Oracle deck, which is really fun and pulls from a lot of plants and gives you some intuitive insight based on that. And I'm also using some of Doreen Virtue's card decks. That's an angel deck and a goddess deck. And I'm also using Gabrielle Bernstein's Miracles Now deck, which goes along with her book, which is incredible and I highly recommend to anybody. So with that said, let's get into it. Pile number uno, number 1. If you resonated with this gorgeous little beautiful fluorite, this is your reading for March 2020 and what you need to know moving forward. I have not looked at these cards yet. So this is your card deck that I pulled and we're going to go through each one of them. So right off the bat, we have absence and influence. Okay, that's interesting to me. So it sounds to me right off the bat like you all have been pondering maybe the influence of either your absence or somebody else's absence in your life. So that's right away. We'll get more detail as time goes on, but right away there's something going on there. There's something to do with having an influence over somebody and absence being a part of that. Absence could also mean that you have like an interior kind of like sense of not inferiority or like insufficiency, maybe like you're feeling like something is missing. And that is having an influence on your life. But right away, we have something going on with there's being a lack or a feeling of lack, and there being an influencing factor there. Then for Doreen Virtue's cards, you have Ostara, fertility. It is the perfect time for you to start new projects, access new ideas, and give birth to new conditions. Well, fancy that. Isn't that uplifting after that? And then we have nurture as well, which this is really kind of in conjunction with this, especially because we just got this absence card. I feel like this is really good for you. So it's obviously the perfect time for you to give birth to new circumstances, new businesses, new initiatives. If you did watch the Virgo full moon video, congratulations, you're already in tune with this. If you haven't, I highly recommend you do because this is a relevant message. But in conjunction with nurture, which says Archangel Gabriel, as you nurture a child, you nurture your own inner child. Both activities are important for you right now. So maybe somebody out there has an issue where they've had an absence of children in their life. This card by this Ostara card also signifies successful child conception. So if somebody's trying to conceive right now, congratulations, it looks really positive if you resonated with this pile, because this is a children indicator and this is a children indicator, and you might have been having trouble with this whole absence thing conceiving, and that's been influencing you. If it's not a child, think of this like a creative project, okay? Because this is also what these energies mean. This card is calling you, whoever you are watching this, whoever resonated with this pile, to be more compassionate and nurturing towards yourself as well as children in your life or younger people in your life. But this can also be a call to reflect that nurturing energy upon your own self so that you can be more available to provide that nurturing energy for others. Make sense? Let's move along with your cards and see what else we can learn. We have here ritual, and that's cool. That's elderberry, and enhance, which is indigo. So this is interesting. This card enhance is suggesting that you need to amplify something or maybe look at something in a way that has more of a colorful view. Okay, so maybe you also need to appreciate the color around you. This is a plant, indigo, that's been used to dye a lot of things throughout a lot of human history. So basically it's calling for you to kind of like look at that pigment in your life, if you will. What's the paint? That's the message I'm getting. Like, what's your flavor of paint? What's not edible, of course, but what's your color? What are your favorite energies associated to color? I'm picking up people who like a lot of color and vibrancy in their life with this, and maybe haven't been feeling like they've had enough color and vibrancy in their life lately, and they need to kind of like revisit and bring back that color and vibrancy, which would be echoed by this Austara fertility card, this nurturing card. How do you nurture the pigment in your life? What's the rich purple, blue color in your life, or whatever color it is that resonates with you? And this one, elder ritual, it's calling for you to bring in a certain sense of sacredness. Maybe there's been a lot of chaos around you for the past month or so or longer. You need to ritualize your own healthy habits, combining this Virgo full moon. That's exactly what it's about. Rituals, healthy habits, okay? This can also be like bringing the sacred energy to that, like working on not making it such an arduous process to be healthy and to be in your flow of bringing in more color into your life. So use this new moon, or excuse me, this full moon energy in Virgo in the month of March 2020, which you're under the influence of that for the whole month of March and part of April. Not just the week that the full moon's happening on March 9th, 2020, but use that energy, harness that energy to bring in through ritual, through whether that's a spiritual practice to you, a consistent practice that you set a timer for, whatever that means to you. If it's whatever ritual means to you, use that to bring in more color, to bring in more vibrancy, to bring in more life, okay? Because there's somewhere out there, your guides are telling you, you need to bring in more color, or recognize what you already have around you that is full of life and color, okay? Moving along. You have 2 remaining cards here. This one is, I love my food loves me. This is really funny. So this is kind of like a cherry on top. I probably should have read this one before, which is really cool. I'm excited to get to this. But this is obviously telling you, you know, you have an opportunity to foster a healthy relationship with your food if you haven't already. I'm getting the sense that some people out there have not been eating well at all. Like they've just been totally neglecting their body and not eating enough, just from being really busy or whatever the case may be. But this is encouraging you to have a healthy relationship with your food. This Virgo full moon is an extremely positive window of time, opportunity-wise, to get clean with your diet. I talked about it in the last video. It's a great full moon to just, even for a few days, eat a plant-based diet. Eat more clean greens, nutritious fruits, veggies, good grains, brown rice if you're going to eat the rice, quinoa, get with the quinoa, the complete protein, okay? Eat yourself some organic tofu maybe if you really like feel like I need more protein in my life. There's so many options. I'm like salivating because that sounds good. But it's encouraging you to get in healthy habits. We already saw in here this ritual component, okay? So this is very much so attuned with this Virgo full moon that we're under the influence of for March. So that's something to consider, not to mention Venus and Uranus are conjunct in Taurus, which is the sign of like really good, rich food. So take the time to nourish your body. Take the time to eat well. Take your time out of your life to schedule and ritualize your healthy food habits. Okay, that's what you're being called to do. And I feel like if you are trying to conceive a child, and even if that's a business child or another artistic project, whatever that energy child is, if it's a literal child or a metaphorical child, it's going to help you to have a healthy relationship with your food and ritualize that experience. And you can also enhance, now that I'm seeing more of a full picture, your food experience over here by including more colors, natural colors, not artificial food dyes, okay? But like, eat the rainbow, y'all. Eat your, you know, bell peppers come in how many colors? 4 colors at least, you know, red, orange, green, okay? What am I forgetting? Yellow bell peppers, duh, of course. Yeah, so eat your blueberries, your mangoes, okay, your strawberries, whatever. Eat the rainbow, because you can do that and it'll help you conceive your project. It'll help you birth your project. You also might be feeling the need, now that I see the fuller picture, to have an influence of absence over your food in a certain way. Maybe you know darn well that you need to take out something out of how you food because it's out of how you eat food because it's influencing you in a negative way. Maybe you need to eliminate the processed foods or reduce the processed foods, or eliminate the food dye, the artificial additives, whatever, because it's influencing you negatively, and you need to reclaim that opportunity to influence your life based on your food. Now, finally, for your oracle guidance here, who's with you, it's number 39, Anka, kin of the Red Hawk tribe. Yo, look at that art. What? That is crazy. I'm like really excited to read this one too. For this one, I'm gonna read the interpretation because this particular deck is very specific to what deity you're talking about. So 39 here says, on the wings of the red-tailed hawk, a divine message comes. Your spiritual maturity has evolved into genuine power and discernment. You have earned your stripes. Ooh, I got goosebumps for you. That sounds powerful. Acknowledgement is granted. Trust yourself and your destiny. You are ready. Trust in your sense of timing, which is excellent and inspired. Allow the divine to support you as you hover until the moment comes for you to fearlessly plunge into your forthcoming adventure. Wow. Inner reading, this is the interpretation. A divine message is here for you now, so be open to the signs from the universe. You are more mature spiritually than you may realize. You have an ability to share wisdom and honesty with your tribe. If you are still searching for your tribe, trust yourself. You will recognize them instinctively when you meet them, even if on the outside they seem different to you. You are seeing things clearly, so trust your vision and have patience. Speak your truth, but do so with compassion, because your words have greater influence than you realize. When the moment is right, take action. A way will be shown for you to manifest your spiritual light in this world in practical ways. Wow, you just got a really powerful summary of that entire reading. So I'm getting the sense, now that I see all the cards laid out here, that there's definitely, it kind of started with this idea, this notion of an absence, right? Something's missing and there's this influence happening there, or something needs to go away and there's an influence in a negative way in your life. This could be anything, okay? But I'm getting the sense that it's related to these healthy habits around your everyday experience and what ultimately you need to take away so that you can influence yourself more positively in order to birth your new project or your literal child, right? Whatever this project is to you. And it's connected with a sense of, again, habits. We got the ritual card here, and enhancement, looking at where it is that you can up your game. Where is it you can bring in more vitality, more color, more life through this sense of ritual, okay? This is echoed throughout the reading, so I know that this is part of what your message is supposed to be. And obviously, there's something to do with just as basic as the food that you eat, y'all. You are what you eat, okay? You know it, it's true. So think about that. Under the energy of this month of March, as we walk into spring and we walk into this new energy, this new portal, we're going through to a new time of the rebirth. We enter Aries season soon enough, okay? That's the astrological new year. So as you go into that, think about these things. What are you putting in your body energetically as well as emotionally, okay? Also, you just have a really good divine team in your hands. I'm getting the sense that the hawk, first off, the hawk don't play around. So if you get the hawk as your messenger, that's really saying something. This is a divine spiritual connection to higher forces, okay, that are here to help you. And you heard what I read about this card. I think you're in really good hands with the universe, your guides, your people, entities who have passed on and they're to support you in this lifetime. They're calling for you to clean up your act. That's really the summary of this whole thing, is to clean up your act so that you can birth something, literally or metaphorically, that's going to be as pure as it can be. And it's going to be a representation, a symbol. Ooh, this is coming through really strong. A symbol of who you are in your highest and greatest and truest actualized version of self. So that was your reading, pile number 1. Before you click off, if you like this video and want to see more of them, I usually do more astrology stuff. Trinetti is here with a lot of wisdom insight that I can't even begin to summarize beyond that. But if you want to see more content like this astrological and pulling a card reading, go ahead and subscribe. If you enjoyed this video and it provided you value and you feel like you actually resonated with it, please hit the like button and feel free to put a comment below. I would love to hear more about your experience over the last month and how you feel like this reading pertains to you going into this month of March and even throughout this month of March if you're watching it later. So namaste, number 1. Thank you for your energy in response to this. All right, moving on to pile number 2. Oh, if you resonated with this totally groovy little white elephant, which I'm honestly not sure what this is. I think it's like a type of jade maybe, but isn't she cute? She's so cute. If you resonated with that, this is your reading. So let's start with these ones. You have clarity and patterns. Ooh, right off the bat, I'm getting a sense that you, similarly to pile number 1, you've been in some patterns and now you're gaining clarity on them. Okay, now you're gaining clarity on like how these patterns have served you and how these patterns have not served you. Or maybe you're getting clarity on your patterns around relationships. I'm getting like really strongly that for the majority of people watching this, for pile number 2, the white elephant, it's going to be a relation to relationships, just right off the bat. I haven't looked at the rest of the cards, but that's what I'm feeling. With other people, business relationships, romantic relationships, familial relationships, there's something happening here with how you consistently seem to approach things, and you know there's something that is a pattern in your life that's not serving you that you can maybe improve, and you're getting clarity on that, and maybe it feels like fresh news to you. Maybe this feels like a fresh realization about your patterns and that you need to like reconsider or tweak or adjust your patterns. Let's move forward and get more detail though, so we can draw some stronger conclusions. This is a really promising sign. You got Abundantia, which is prosperity, and you got Archangel Camuel, which is peace. So Abundantia says the universe is pouring its abundance out to you. Be open to receiving. This is really, really, really good. And she has this like amazing cornucopia filled with like gold tokens and stuff, just like pouring out abundance onto you. And then you have this peace. Peace comes from remembering that only love is real. Ooh, well, I get the sense that you've been maybe like emotionally or energetically feeling like a little bit of a hot mess lately. And maybe like you've been kind of like up and down, up and down, up and down, or like connected, disconnect. But this is a message that the universe has your back. It's pouring out resources to you, whether this is financial resources or human resources, connections of people in your life that enrich your life, either economically or otherwise, emotionally enrich your life, logistically enrich your life, whatever the case may be. Maybe this is business partners coming into your life. Maybe this is just new streams of income coming into your life. Maybe this is just investors coming into your life. Whatever this prosperity means to you, when I first say the word prosperity for your life, that's what this is talking about. And rest assured it's coming in. And peace here, Archangel Camuel, he's like the chillest angel, right? And basically he's like calling for you to realize that like, look, you might feel chaotic. You might feel like things are out of whack. But at the end of the day, whatever this is that you're dealing with is not real in terms of the suffering that you're experiencing with it. What's real is the love that you carry with you. What's real is this realization that, look, at the end of the day, whatever you're dealing with now in the grand scheme of things is going to seem like water under the bridge. And the more you can tune into this sense of like, look, I am love, maybe just sit with that mantra. I just heard it for you. I am love. Just sit with that. I am love. I am love, or I am peace. Okay. Whatever resonates with you the most out of that. I would say the whole point, though, of this card, the synthesis of it, is that you are being called to come back to a place of center, come back to a place of wholeness. I'm hearing the word wholeness. Come back to a place of fulfillment from within is the exact words I just heard. So I hope that means something to you, because it seems very keenly what was supposed to come through for this card. Moving along, we have here, this actually, one of these flew out of the deck for you, so I chose to keep it, even though I only pulled 2 for the other deck. You have, or the other piles. You have Cattail, Build. This is awesome. I love this card. You also have Golden Poppy. I also love this card. Dream, Dare to Dream. Right away, can you see the connection? OMG. Build your dreams. Build your dreams. Say what? And then the third one is Samphire, Adventure. Ooh, this sounds fun. Pile number 2. Obviously, you're being called to build your dreams. And this is hilarious because if you watch the video I just posted on the Wisdom Drops channel on the Virgo full moon for the month of March 2020, I literally was talking about building your dreams under the energy of March. We are given this divine astrological portal at this point in time, okay? I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. To build our dreams. Not only to build our dreams, but to conceptualize our dreams, because this full moon we're having is very analytical with all this Virgo influence, all this Mercury influence, because Mercury is the ruler of Virgo and Mercury is currently retrograde, stationing to go direct on March 9th, the day of the full moon. We are being given this incredible window to analyze these higher ideas that come to us, write them down, take note literally and metaphorically of the ideas that are channeling through you at this time. It's very likely you're having incredible thoughts from a higher level right now. Pile number 2. It's very likely that you're experiencing genius level thinking right now and an opportunity to build your dreams, okay, is coming. And literally, look, remember, only love is real. Be at peace. Remember, the universe is pouring its abundance out to you. Remember, you are getting clarity. Say what? On your patterns. Holy guacamole. What are patterns? Patterns, according to Papa Saturn, the planet that rules everything structure, everything long-term investment, long-term reward, long-term value, long-term status in society. According to Saturn, patterns, okay, are the way that you accomplish great things. Patterns are the small tidbits, the steps, if you will, that get us up the mountains as the metaphorical goats of Saturn's rulership, because Saturn rules Capricorn, which is a goat. So take it step by step. Recognize as you gain clarity, as your guides give you the clarity of Venus conjunct Uranus, making a hard aspect to Saturn under this astrological full moon happening early March, influencing us for the whole month. Get clarity on those patterns, because those patterns are going to build your empire at the end of the day. They're going to build you. The infrastructure is the word that's coming through for prosperity. And the more you can channel in and settle into peace and realize that only love is real and that this universe has your back, baby, the more you can do that, the more you're going to what? Build your dreams. That's right. And the more you're going to experience a sense of what? Adventure. I'm getting the sense that pile number 2 is about to take the freaking off. You're about to like explode like a rocket. I'm getting like a whole vibe that like your trajectory is just on my way up. Okay, like that's definitely your energy in this reading, and it's coming throughout your cards, and it's asking you to have fun. Your guides are asking you to experience adventure. Don't get lost, okay, amidst all this like whatever kerfuffle you have to deal with. Remember, only love is real. And it's hard to remember this sometimes when you are pissed off and the world just seems like it's working against you. But remember it, because at the end of the day, if you're a force of love, if you're a person who has this understanding that you're here to fulfill your own spiritual mission and to contribute what it is that you're uniquely, only you can contribute to this world, then at the end of the day, this is true, okay? And have a sense of adventure with it. Have some fun with it. Don't get caught up in the muck. That's what you're being called to do. We're going to read this one next, your guides, and then I'm going to get to the Gabrielle Bernstein miracles now. You got, wow, number 4, Goddess of Teotihuacan, and I'm totally probably saying that wrong, so please do forgive me. And it says, she guards the waters of life. Yo, look at this artwork. Isn't it incredible? Look at how incredible. It's just so beautiful. The detail. Let's read what this guide has to tell you. I'm excited because I feel like this is going to be it. She's guarding the waters of life. That's pretty like intense. I mean, It must have something powerful to say. Okay, it says, the ancient guardian mother protects the waters of life and offers her protection and blessing. Her appearance augurs a time of purification and cleansing, leading to enhanced fertility. You are a creator of new consciousness, a generator of positive energy as fuel for constructive outcomes. Yo, could this literally read any more Virgo right now? Just saying. We need your vitalized being to keep nourishing the human collective with helpful alternatives to mainstream consciousness. Oh, wow. You will be protected and supported at the deep level of soul in order to become the creator and custodian of a clean reservoir of consciousness from which souls thirsty for purity, relief, and love can drink. Yo, that sentence though. The ancient mother will help you to help her and the many creatures within her care. She will help you to be fearlessly inventive with your loving creations of healing consciousness. Wow, that is so powerful. So you're kind of like, I almost sense this like Aquarius energy with this, given the water bearing thing. So maybe you're an Aquarius watching this. If not, not a problem. It's still for you if you resonated with this groovy little white elephant. So yeah, basically what this is telling you is that the divine mother, divine goddess, is literally offering you her insight. She's offering you her intuition, and she's bringing you almost like, I'm getting the image of like how water flows. And you know, when there's like a lot of water, it'll flow off into new places sometimes, and it'll bring debris and whatever was upstream with it into this other like new stream, or the end of the stream as it may be. And it's almost like it's pushing into this new territory that hasn't happened before. And it's bringing you this energy of renewal, and it's kind of bringing all the nutrients from the upstream that have been brought through the channel all the way through to the end point, which is where you're currently at. And you're being called to tap in to the fact that you're a source of light. You're a source of life. Water is life, okay? You're a source of that for people. So this is, again, really echoing the fact that like you are in divine alignment right now, my friend. You are being called because all this clarity is happening in your life. All this clarity is starting to really come through for you. And I get the sense that this is something that's been building a really long time, that you're just now starting to become aware of or more conscious of, from this place of like stepping back and seeing what's actually been going down the last couple of years, or what's been going down the last however long, okay? And now it's like, oh my God, duh, that's what's been happening. But you almost needed this opportunity of like space to allow yourself to see what it is that is really going on around you in your life, and to really analyze and assess your patterns. So thinking in terms of patterns, I really am being called to like connect these two cards, patterns, with this goddess of Teotihuacan. I'm probably again saying that really wrong, but she guards the waters of life. This is called her the water goddess. Look, you're being called to like put these energies together in your life, realizing that whatever patterns you're taking, they should be from a place of realizing you're this divine channel for divine feminine healing water energy. You're this light to consciousness, this thirst quenching source energy to whoever you're surrounding yourself with on a regular basis, patterns. And the more you can connect these things and feel like create bonds between these where it like feels more in alignment, like the more you can create patterns where you're presenting yourself in this way and channeling yourself in this way and becoming who you are in your truest sense in this fashion, the more you're going to experience what? Prosperity. The more you're going to do what? Build your dreams, okay? And the more you can surrender into the divine peace that is surround us, and have a sense of joy and lightness and childhood adventure, even in your adult life. Now, finally, these are your last two cards, and they're by Gabrielle Bernstein. The first one says, I let my intimate relationships be my greatest learning devices for spiritual growth and healing. So I feel like this definitely echoes a lot of what we're talking about with this. When I first started this reading, and I was like, yo, clarity around patterns, this is definitely relationship. And then here we are. I let my intimate relationships, okay, be my greatest learning devices for spiritual growth and healing. I was reading it backwards off the screen, so I could not read that cursive at the bottom. But yeah, so you're definitely learning from your intimate relationships. I feel like there's an embarking sense here, like a sense of a butterfly, like coming out of a cocoon, or a chrysalis rather, more accurately. Moths come out of cocoons, butterflies come out of chrysalises. But yeah, I feel like there's this emerging sense with you in your relationships. And this one says, in order to awaken the world to the light, I must not be afraid to shine. Oh, girl or boy, or you. I hope you shine, because all these cards together, especially this water goddess we just talked about, it's telling you your guides are with you. This is telling you it's your time. It's your time to experience abundance and prosperity, because you are this. You are water. You are spiritual enlightenment, enhancement, a sense of a tune-up, if you will, even if you're not like, OMG, I'm like totally enlightened, obviously, right? Because you're on earth. But you're like a source for this light. You are a light being who is, I don't want to say like better than others, but maybe a little more advanced. It is a soul, and you're being called. It's time for you to realize that in order to awaken the world to the light, I must not be afraid to shine. So shine, baby. You're a star, truly. And look, you didn't get this little elephant totem for nothing. This is like wisdom, right? So it's really echoed throughout your whole reading that you're kind of like in this transition phase, but you know, I get the sense that like you are in such a clarifying time, like you know where you're supposed to go. And you're starting to really get this bigger picture on like where it is that you need to be within your life and where it is you are in your life in relationship to your past experiences. So I think the summary of your reading is that you're strong, perhaps stronger than you think you are. You're realizing what patterns serve you and what patterns don't. And you're being urged with this astrological reality that we're under the influence of right now with the Virgo full moon and soon to be Aries new moon in mid-March, okay? To really get real with yourself around what it is that's serving you and what it is that isn't in terms of your patterns. And the more you can take action on this, on developing healthy patterns and surrender into your peace and prosperity that's coming your way and activate and realize what's already in your life that is prosperous, the more you're going to build your dreams and have that sense of adventure and truly be the light that you are in this world, because that's what you're being called to do. And you're also being called to pay attention to those relationships. What are those relationships telling you about this experience? How are your most intimate relationships, not only relationships in general, but what are these telling you? What wisdom is there now? What clarity have you been gaining on this lately? Because you're being called to pay attention to these messages that have been coming to you through your relationships, whether that's literal things coming out of people's mouths or your real interpretation, not what you want that person to be saying, but what your real interpretation of what they're saying is. Maybe they're toxic and you need to get out of that. Maybe they're the best thing that ever happened to you and you need to realize that. Maybe you need to listen when they tell you you're totally capable of accomplishing X, Y, and Z. And you might be like, I don't know. I'm getting a sense a couple people out there watching this are like, I don't know if I'm really that good, or I don't know if I'm really like capable. You are. Everything in this reading just told you 100%, 110+% that you are, okay? So that was your thing number two, your reading number two. Don't click off yet, because if you enjoyed this video and if it brought you value and you want to see more videos like this that are more centered towards astrology and other forms of like general mystical insight and wisdom brought from myself and Trinetti, then please do subscribe. And if you enjoyed this video and you felt like it brought you some added value and you resonated with it, please show us some love by hitting the like button. And I would love to see a comment down below, just hearing more about your experience in the last month and how you feel like going into this month of March, this reading applies to your life. So with that said, thank you, pile number two. You are awesome. Namaste. And I hope I just give you blessings on your journey, because I sense that you're off to some really cool new beginnings, and I'm looking forward to that for you. Even though I don't know what that is, I'm looking forward to that for you. Peace. All right, on to pile number three. Pile number three, if you resonated with this, totally groovy. Isn't this so groovy? Look at it. I'm trying to like show you the crystals. There's like such pretty little crystals in this geode. If you resonated with this awesome little geode, then this, I don't even know what this is, y'all. Is this like stormy agate in this geode? It's some cool stuff. If you resonated with this, pile number three, this is your pick a card reading. So right off the bat, we have repetition and discernment. Interesting. So I get the sense that there's something that's happening regularly. Maybe this is an outside influence of what's going on regularly with your relationships or in your surrounding environment, or maybe this is repetition that you've been having in terms of applying a sense of repetition and healthy habit to your lifestyle, or a negative repetition to your lifestyle, a negative habit that needs improving or reassessing to your lifestyle. And there's this discernment card. So almost like thematically, it's interesting because throughout all three piles, I feel like there's this theme of like needing to discern, and not that word has come through for every pile, but the concept kind of has. For you, pile number 3, I feel like there's something that just keeps happening and keeps happening and keeps happening, and you need to start discerning if you like the fact that this keeps happening, and then you might need to just take some action against whatever is happening here. Or you might need to reassess where you're at. If you've been putting in these repetitive efforts for a long time, be discerning around what it is that you're putting your energy into exactly. And maybe there's some tweaking that needs to happen there. I'm getting the sense for a lot of people that that might be the case, that there just needs to be like some tweaking, not an all around like total change, but some tweaking. But let's pull some more cards and get more clarity on that. Okay, you also have Archangel Raphael. Ooh, what does that say? Breathe. Okay, it says, Archangel Raphael, take several deep breaths and exhale slowly to awaken your energy and to release old patterns. So yes, this is implying that this repetition thing is indeed some old patterns that need to be adjusted, tweaked, let go. Okay, and what better time than under the Virgo full moon energy for the next month, including March into early April, to do just that, because Virgo's about cleaning up, organizing, getting your act together, baby, together. Okay, that's Virgo. So release, cleanse, purify, discern. Okay, discern. All right, yeah, and like move through. Also, this is like one of my favorite cards. It's so awesome. Aphrodite, inner goddess. It says, awaken the goddess within you through dance, self-care, and appreciating your divinity. Look how sexy she is. She's like, yeah, girl, yeah. So even if you're a boy or a male or whatever, we all have an inner goddess. We all have an inner god. And this card is calling on you to get in tune with your inner feminine. If you are a female incarnate, or if you're a male who dresses in, you know, like skirts and stuff like that, definitely wear flowy clothes, take sensual baths, embrace, aka embrace the Venus and Taurus energy, the super sensual celestial energy that we're currently experiencing. And Uranus is conjunct there, so how can you like take those ideas that come to you around how you can be more sensual and more feminine and more in your goddess vibes of like bliss and like just like radiant aura energy? How can you be more in that? This is calling you to pay attention to that. I'm definitely getting the sense based off like you need to breathe, let it go, okay? And also this discernment and repetition thing, that some people out there are caught up, or have been caught up, I should say, in some really toxic patterns. And you need to like let it go, baby. You need to breathe through it, and you need to realize you are hot stuff. I'm getting the sense that there's like some female energy out there that has not been appreciated by a partner. I'm getting the sense that there's some feminine energy out there that has been really caught up in some negative self-talk or negative thinking that needs to rewire that energy and needs to just settle into their like womb like space and their like divine feminine space of like, I'm gonna put on a skirt and just dance around the house, and I don't care if anybody sees me through the windows. And like, I'm gonna take this bath and I'm gonna get all cutesy up and I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna have fun and I'm gonna go party, and whatever party means to you. It can mean I'm gonna go and sit at the lake with friends and talk. It can mean I'm gonna go to the beach. It can mean I'm gonna go to the cafe. I'm gonna go perform. I'm gonna go be an artist on stage. I'm gonna go like go for this really pleasurable walk through the woods and just like listen to some really chilled out music, and like as I have a picnic. I mean, whatever this means to you, y'all, literally, I'm just giving you ideas, but like whatever feminine divine energy means to you. I mean, look, it's like flowing and it's like abundant with all this hair, and it's like her hair is down and she's like chill, you know, she's just like in her vibe, and she's learning how to like attract things to her. Not Aphrodite learning, but she's manifesting, I should say, how to attract things to her That's how she's manifesting, is through a more of an attraction base rather than a go, go, go. Let me go out there and get it, and get it, and get it like a lion, roar. It's not so much like that. It's more like, Aphrodite, Aphrodite, Aphrodite. If you ever saw Hercules, the cartoon as a kid, that was for you. But like, it's more like I'm a bliss being, and like I'm attracting all this beauty to me because that's what I am, and you attract what you vibrate as, generally speaking. Okay, ooh, interesting. The next two cards, I don't look at these until I pull them. So the next two cards are Subdue, Salal, plant Salal, Subdue, and Caution. Interesting. So right now I'm getting right off the bat, there's a couple distinct messages happening here. Maybe you need to throw caution to the wind. And if you're a person who's sitting there with the exact opposite, which is the second message I'm about to give, then don't take this message if it's not for you, if it doesn't resonate. If it does resonate and it's something that's been in the back of your consciousness for a while, and I'm saying it now, you're like, holy guacamole, Tanya, that's totally right. I do need to subdue my caution. Then this is for you. Maybe you're like ultra neurotic, freaked out all the time, and you're like, oh my God, I'm like living on pins and needles because I'm scared of XYZ happening. Maybe you need to subdue that. Maybe you need to learn how to like chill out and be more in your feminine vibes. You need to breathe and let that go. Okay, get out of them old patterns. Okay, them old patterns. Discern. Okay, discern the repetitive nature of your patterns. That's what I'm getting. And subdue that caution. Throw caution to the wind where appropriate, and wear condoms. Okay, but point being, unless you're trying to, you know, procreate with that person. But anyway, you know, maybe you just need to like reduce your caution, and like you've been too anxious, and like you're almost too much in your earth energy of like being really discerning. Like in the astrological wheel, you know, the earth energy is in relation to it, it is associated with discernment. So we are having a lot of earth energy. If you haven't watched the video I just posted on the Wisdom Drops channel about this, go ahead and watch it, because there's a lot about earth energy and what that symbolizes and what we're being called to do in this month of March because of this Virgo full moon. But I'm definitely getting the sense that like there's just some people out there who have been wound a little too tight, and they need to like release. Like, doesn't that just bring you calm? Like hearing that, like sigh, like let it out, do one. Yeah, it's great, right? It's great. Let's move forward in this. You also got, I'm going to read this one, then your guide. I measure my success by how much fun I'm having. Yes, this is definitely what this message is saying. At first, I was going to say the second part of this is that you need to have caution around how much you're out there, and like how much feminine energy you're actually releasing, and like how openly you're giving that. Maybe be a little more cautious, subdue some of that, because under this moon some negative stuff could happen because Neptune's conjunct the sun, which can do with illusions. So definitely be cautious to just look at the yin to this yang for a second. Just be a little, or the yang to this yin as it may be for the purpose of this reading for a second. Just be aware, even though you want to release excess caution, right? Releasing the excess. You also want to just like make sure that you're not bringing in energy that is harmful to you. Don't stew around in harmful environments. I'm getting the sense that like there's some people out there watching this who maybe have had like some form of abuse, like emotional abuse, or God forbid also physical abuse. Not to say that's necessarily emotional abuse is like better than physical, but you know what I mean. Anyway, you know, I'm getting the sense that there's some people who have experienced that out there, and it's really just time for you to realize like you are a light being, you are beautiful, you are just in this feminine vibe, and you can embody that. And then you measure your success by how much fun you're having. I'm really getting that you need to like loosen up as a general population of who's looking at this awesome geode. I think you need to like loosen up with this breathe card and this goddess Aphrodite, this feminine energy, inner goddess. Okay, I'm getting the sense that like you really need to like loosen up, subdue your excessive worry, wart, caution, and look at the same time, be discerning about who and what you're repeating around you. So I think like there's this combination of like you need to reduce your anxiety, and I'm also getting the sense you need to break free of a situation, of a person, of a relationship. So there's almost like this, look, chill out. everything's going to be okay. But you need to be discerning around your habits, and you need to maybe improve your healthy habits and focus more on, when you're looking at what success means to you, success is how much fun you're having. So if you're in a relationship and you feel like it's actually really like abusive in some way, is that fun? Is that successful? Answer, up to you. I would say no. I'm looking at this card like, your life, your career, your relationships around you, are they fun? Because if you start measuring your success by how much fun you're having, then maybe your perspective is going to change a little bit. Now, this will give us the final clarity and the cherry on top on what this is meant to be for you. This is really cool. It's Ichel, Medicine of the Rainbow Jaguar. Dude, look at that artwork right now. Like, what? That is definitely a rainbow jaguar, dude. Let's see what this has to say for you. Number 13. It says, Ichel protects you now as you transition from one life phase to the next. With her rainbow light, this guardian goddess instructs you on how to use great power with wisdom to nourish only what is worthy. OMG. You know, I did not know this said this as I said everything else I just said. You can't make this up. Oh my gosh. So it's literally like, only nourish what's worthy in your life. Only nourish, sorry, my recording like went out because my phone's starting to die, but only nourish what is worthy. Only nourish what's going to provide you value. Only nourish what's going to help your plant, that's a metaphorical representation of you, grow. Only nourish what's going to nourish you, okay? Moving along, it says, using jaguar medicine with perfect timing, she confronts that which is unworthy of her devotion, eradicating destructive forces and creating space for healing, relief, and rebirth. Her presence is the wild power of the jaguar, the renewal promise of the rainbow, and the divine feminine creativity. All darkness shall be overcome. Wow, I just got goosebumps for you. Can you see my goosebumps? In a reading, you are going through a transition. Cultivate hope and stay true to your intentions. Let nothing divert you from your true path. If you have a new project, vision, or lifestyle that you are seeking to bring into the world, Ichel is guiding and guarding you for a healthy birth. She also brings a message that there are times when fierceness is necessary. I feel like I need to repeat that. She also brings a message that there are times when fierceness is necessary. Do you need to be this jaguar? Answer, probably. It is important that you cut off negative sources completely at this time. What did I tell you? And do not allow yourself to be used or exploited. Okay, honey. This is not the time to indulge someone else's ego or go against your own inner knowing in order to give someone the benefit of the doubt. Ooh, that is such a strong message. Trust your instincts and break immediately from what isn't right for you. This will bring you new opportunities and situations that are worthy of your passionate devotion. OMG, that is definitely the cherry on the top. That literally summarizes everything I just said to you. You are the divine feminine. Whoever you are watching this, if you're a male, great. If you're a woman, great. You are the divine feminine. You are this, I feel like there's just more women watching this, but you are this divine feminine incarnation, and you do need to be very discerning and in tune with that inner fierceness, this inner cat, like, wow, you know, like, no, be discerning. Yo, it said discernment here. The word you got at the beginning is what? Discernment. So you're being called to have the sense of discretion to separate out. And maybe this means you really need to pay attention, caution, and subdue the threats in your life, okay? Because you don't need to have like excessive worry for nothing, but you do need to take practical actions around what is no longer serving you. Breathe and let it go. Muster up the courage, and remember, you can measure your success by how much fun you're having. If there's people and circumstances in your life that are not fun to you, get the hell out. Move on. You can do it. Especially at this time, the universe is giving us this astrological portal of divine wisdom. You're channeling in at this month if you allow yourself to just sit and meditate, or even just, you might not have to try, just pray to your guides. They will bring the information to you in whatever way, okay? But you are given in this portal, this unique time frame of March 2020, under the influence of this Virgo full moon happening at 19 degrees, you are being given the opportunity to channel in practical ways that you can accomplish and achieve your dreams, okay? Because that's what happens astrologically. That's what's happening. It's an opportunity. You're being channeled these divine messages. Venus is conjunct Uranus. That's genius ideas that bring you pleasure and income, Venus, okay? In its own sign of Taurus. It's in a hard aspect to Saturn. So what do you need to do to structure Saturn, your life, differently? Venus conjunct Uranus. The genius thoughts, the realizations, the epiphanies, that's the word I'm looking for, are coming through now. Are you paying attention? Are your ears open? Are your eyes watching and seeing what's playing through in your life? Just remember, I'm really getting the sense to remind you, you're the goddess. Whether that person, people make you feel that way, you are. At the end of the day, it is what it is. And at the end of the day, I want you to sit with this Jaguar energy and remember that through the light, through the rainbow that she talks about here, through the fierceness of that divine feminine like cat energy, you're going to accomplish what you need to accomplish. You're going to be able to check out how your repeated patterns are serving you through a sense of strong discernment. And if you just dedicate yourself to measuring your success by how much fun you're having, baby, you're golden. Better yet, you're the rainbow. Okay? All right. So that was you, pile number 3. Don't click off yet, because if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more content like this, whether it's just astrological reports on what's going on, I can teach you a little bit more about that. We tune into that stuff. We dive in. We just nerd out together over that. You also can subscribe to this channel for that, but for more wisdom drops of other sorts, divine insights, metaphysical insights from Trinity and myself, that's all on this channel, okay? So if you want to be a part of that community, if this message resonates with you and you feel like you got some value out of this, then please do hit that like button and subscribe for more content. And I would personally love to see a comment down below from you about what energies you've been experiencing over the last month or so, and how you feel like this reading in this month is going to be relevant for you and bringing in and calling in and manifesting new energy, okay? So with that said, pile number 3, keep your chin up and remember you are divine bliss and you are a divine being at the end of the day, whether you're male, female, or otherwise. So with that said, namaste. Thank you. Have a blessed day.